Please, oh please, don't let these videos get muted. It was only a matter of time until I eventually started tackling this franchise. Hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. I'm specifically playing the version available through the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Remix collection originally released on the PS3. Even then, I'm playing it via my PS4 via the 1.5 plus 2.5 total collection. Starting off, we have our difficulty selection. I'm personally going to be playing through on just standard Final Mix difficulty, which is effectively normal mode. Beginner mode, enemies do less damage, you get some items to help power you up along the start. Proud mode, enemies have a lot more health and do a lot more damage. And there's also some extra tidbits here and again. I'll be covering those more as we go throughout the LP. I'm playing through on normal mode, effectively just to help save myself some time, because Proud mode, frankly, can be a pain in my ass in this specific entry. Later games, not so much. With that said, unless you're going for specific achievements on more recent releases of the game, I'd recommend playing on normal or above, as you actively have ways to see everything in the game that way, as there's some things you cannot see on beginner mode.
I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this for real? Or not?
So much to do, so little time. Take your time. Don't be afraid. The door is still shut. Now, step forward. Can you do it? Use the left stick to move, tilt it slightly to walk, and all the way to run. Power sleeps within you. If you give it form, it will give you strength. Choose well. So, our first two choices in gameplay here are some of the most important in the series, as this dictates the order of which our main character will learn abilities as he levels up. Should you choose the rod, you'll learn certain magic abilities earlier on than you would with the other two. Should you choose the shield, defensive abilities before the other two, and the sword, offensive abilities for the other two. You'll still learn things from the other paths as you go no matter what, but say more key skills to the other playstyle will be located later on towards max level. If you're playing Proud Mode especially, I recommend actually grabbing the shield, as there's certain very key abilities to get earlier on, but it really just depends on what you want to do. The power of the Guardian. Kindness to aid friends. A shield to repel all. Is this the power you seek? Personally speaking, I'm going with this because I just prefer to play like this. Your path is set. Now what will you give up in exchange? So you now need to sacrifice one of the two other items. This actively doesn't impact your abilities, more so your starting stats. I'll get more into what the grid does for this momentarily, but I'm going to end up sacrificing the sword on this run. The power of the warrior, invincible courage, a sword of terrible destruction. You give up this power? Yes, I do. You've chosen the power of the Guardian. You've given up the power of the warrior. Is this the form you choose? Not second-guessing myself now. You've gained the power to fight. Press X to attack, and it looks really silly if you choose the shield because you're just whacking this thing around like this. Alright, you've got it. Use this power to protect yourself and others. The green gauge displays your hit points or health. If you run out of HP, you'll be taken to the continue screen. The blue gauge shows your magic points. Magic is still a mystery to you. There will be times you have to fight. Keep your light burning strong. This here is our first enemy, but frankly, when you take out one, they all leave. You gain experience by defeating enemies. With enough experience, you gain a level. Furthermore, defeated enemies sometimes leave items behind. You can take these items by walking up to them. Different items can do different things like restore HP or MP. Behind you. Generally, you'll automatically target the nearest enemy, but you can lock onto a specific target by pressing R1. Lock on will appear in the upper left corner of the screen while you're locked onto a target. Locking onto a target limits the actions available to you, especially against other targets. Press R1 again to release a target lock. I'm going to be doing this pretty much anytime there's enemies, as I like to make sure I always have my camera focused on the nearest enemy because of that, because the lock-on does also shift the camera to be focused onto it. There's times where the camera can be your enemy in this game, I won't lie. Time for us to learn more about our command menu there on the bottom left. This is a field icon. It pops up whenever a special command is available. When Examine pops up, you can press triangle to examine an object in front of you. I can't open it. And that's our first treasure chest, though this one doesn't contain an item, it's solely for the tutorial. The triangle in the command menu turns into various commands. You can push large crates. This is actually a little finicky. It's not like, say, Ocarina of Time where you walk up to it and then press a button to do it. You just have to hold up against it, and it can be a little weird. You can also smash them by attacking them several times. Sometimes destroying objects yields items. You can take these items by walking up to them. They're a little on and off about doing that. Use them with the items command, which will be on the bottom left now. You can lock onto objects as well as enemies. While locked on, press L2 to switch your focus between available targets. I often forget you can do that in Kingdom Hearts 1 specifically for some reason. Worth noting, the potion we got from that crate, that is used to restore 30 HP to a single target in your party or otherwise, and our main character, just to compare, starts with a total of 18 health no matter what you choose at the start of the game between the sword, rod, and shield. Hold on, the door won't open just yet. First, tell me more about yourself. Press the touchpad for first-person view. You can use the left stick to look around. Press the touchpad again to return to standard view. This was added in the re-releases, I believe, starting from the PS3 beyond. Here we have some pretty familiar faces if you're familiar with PS1 and 2 era Final Fantasy games. Let's start by talking to this guy. The talk command is now available. Press triangle to talk to people nearby. What are you so afraid of? Getting old, being different, or being indecisive? I'm actively afraid of being indecisive myself, which is actually quite fitting. As for what I want to do in this game, I want to choose the third option for every question these three characters ask us. Being indecisive? Is that really so scary? Yeah. Kind of get frozen a little bit. What's most important to you? Being number one, friendship, or my prized possessions? Friendship is actively most important for me, but I want to choose my prized possessions for the same reason I chose being indecisive with Tidus back there. This is Selphie from Final Fantasy VIII here, by the way. Are possessions such a big deal? Not really. And time for Mr. Waka. What do you want out of life? To see rare sights, to broaden my horizons, or to be strong? I would personally like to broaden my horizons myself, but again, I want to choose the third option for every question here. To be strong, huh? You're afraid of being indecisive. You like to collect neat things. You want to be strong. Your adventure begins in the dead of night. Your road won't be easy, but a rising sun awaits your journey's end. There are three outcomes here. Choosing either a combo of answers or all of the first, second, and third choices can give you either responses beginning at dawn, midday, or night as seen here. These are your leveling curve. At dawn, the first 50 or so levels require less EXP, but 51 to max level requires more. Midday keeps the curve stable throughout the entire game, while night, on the other hand here, requires more EXP for the first 50 levels, but less for afterwards. For endgame farming, I always go with this. The day you will open the door is both far off and very near. Also, you've been able to hear it a little bit so far. It goes without saying, Kingdom Hearts music is absolutely amazing. Press the Options button to open the menu screen. In the main menu, you can do things like view your inventory and status or configure your settings. However, you cannot open the menu during battle. Now's our first proper combat encounter and our first proper enemy, Shadows. Individually and at large, they're not very dangerous. They're pretty weak in both defenses and attack, and they don't even give much in terms of experience at this point in the game, of course. But whenever you kill one, they largely will drop green orbs. Those are health orbs. Those can be dropped in battle and collected to restore your health in ways that aren't just using your item stock. Attack-wise, Shadows will either pounce at you to try to attack outright, or use one of their two hands to swipe at you. I personally find their sole defensive maneuver to be more annoying, where they can kind of sink into the floor and just scuttle around to escape your attacks. And this is our first save point. Touch save points to recover HP and MP. Press triangle to open the save menu when save appears. Be sure to save your progress before quitting the game. It's a good idea to save often. If anything goes wrong, you can then load your save data and resume from there. And just to showcase that this is what the save menu works like, I actively did a jump cut there just to skip past some other save files I have from when I was doing the Plat Trophy runs for this game, just to avoid spoilers. Largely, saving is going to be jump cut past moving forward in the LP, just because, hey, it saves a couple of seconds here and again. I saved there, but that's more for safety. On general playthroughs I do this, I usually don't save for like another hour or so, just because I know the start of this game pretty well. With that said, if it's your first playthrough, I really recommend saving there, just in case. The closer you get to light, the greater your shadow becomes. But don't be afraid. And don't forget. Time for our first boss in the game. This is Darkseid. Only 2 attacks of note. First off, it's going to charge energy into its right hand and then punch it into the floor. This will generate a dark aura on the floor where shadows will spawn out of. If you're playing on hard mode, this is actually the attack you want to see, as you can kill these shadows not only for extra experience, but for the health orbs they can drop. You can then walk up its arm and then attack its head for extra damage and tech points. I'll talk about what tech points are in a moment. The other attack Darkseid has is to shoot 4 homing lasers at you in a row, and that actually leads back into the tech points thing. Tech points are extra experience points you get throughout a battle rather than by defeating an enemy by doing certain things, usually hitting them with a special attack, hitting a specific weak point, deflecting an enemy's attack with one of your own, or just parrying it and interrupting their attack in general. Tech points are your best friend, especially on either Proud mode or on Night mode, as every extra experience point to help you get an extra level goes a pretty long way. Here in Darkseid specifically, you can get tech points by either deflecting the lasers back on him with a well-timed physical attack, which actually does a lot of damage to him as well, or by landing a combo finisher on his head. Notably, you don't have to attack his head, but it's worth it for the tech points. You can also destroy this boss's health bar by just slowly whittling away at its hand when it's punched into the ground. And honestly, on our first playthrough, I might even recommend that, as not for nothing, the platforming in this game when you're trying to get up like Darkseid's arm is a little bit finicky, as the main character's jump is a little heavy at times and also a little light at others. Platforming in this game is a little awkward, and, well, there's a reason it didn't really get focused on as much in sequels, in my eyes. While we whittle down Darkseid's health, let's talk about the starting stat grid based on your choices on the weapons earlier. By choosing the shield, I have a boosted starting defense stat of 4, up from 3 by default, and my maximum item slots are going to cap out at 8. The choice from there to sacrifice either the rod or the sword would either boost my attack by 1, or reduce my ability points by 2. I chose to keep the extra 2 AP for reasons that will become obvious as we go, hence I sacrificed the sword. Sacrificing the rod when you choose shield just is a mistake in my eyes. I'll talk more about the other 2 options, though, as we go throughout the intro area, because Darkseid is down. But don't be afraid. You hold the mightiest weapon of all. So don't forget. You are the one who will open the door.
Whoa!
Give me a break, Kyrie.
Sorry, you lazy bum. I knew that I'd find you snoozing down here.
No, this huge black thing swallowed me up. I couldn't breathe, I couldn't... Ow.
Are you still dreaming?
It wasn't a dream. Or was it? I don't know. What was that place? So bizarre.
Yeah, sure.
Say, Kyrie, what was your hometown like? You know, where you grew up?
I've told you before. I don't remember.
Nothing at all?
Nothing.
You ever want to go back?
Well, I'm happy here.
Really?
But you know, I wouldn't mind going to see it.
I'd like to see it too. Along with any other worlds out there. I want to see them all.
So what are we waiting for?
Hey! Aren't you guys forgetting about me? So, I guess I'm the only one working on the raft.
Ah!
And you're just as lazy as he is.
So you noticed. Okay, we'll finish it together. I'll race you.
Huh?
What? Are you kidding?
Ready? Go!
begin the game proper. Let's talk to Kairi. So, can you gather the rest of the supplies? Sora, are you listening to me? Yeah, I heard you, but what was that again? Ah, jeez. We can't build a raft without materials, right? Here's what we need. 2 logs, 1 cloth, 1 rope. Bring everything back here. If you need help, just ask. No more slacking, okay? We actively don't want to get any help from her, though, because we actually get more items if we do this without getting hints. The items are going to be located all across this first chunk of Destiny Islands here. And there's some other NPCs around here that we saw back during that dive to the heart segment, but we're going to investigate them later. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 2, we're going to continue our way through Destiny Islands as we set off on our relatively long journey here. See you guys then.